first episode of 2016 for Supergirl, and we're already like this? Wow. Well, let's get into it, guys. Okay, so to start off with this episode, pretty much I'm going to go this into two big half points of this episode. We got the stuff regarding Astra, and then we got the stuff regarding Cat Grant, as well as stuff with Max Lord. So we got three different things to talk about. We're going to go in the order from Astra to Maxwell to Cat. That's how we're going to do this review. So, with the whole Astra stuff, she's been captured. Her husband has captured John Jones, or Agent Hank, whatever it is, and does the classic, here's what's going to happen. We're going to have him here. You have 48 hours to make the decision. Either turn her over to us and get your guy back, or we kill him. Pretty classic stuff. Not bad. So, I think one of the obvious plot points here is, obviously there was going to be that whole searching around for him, but they're obviously going to have to make the trade at the end of the episode. But I like how they were, trying to keep as far away from it as possible. It was really good that way. And then there's the one point in this episode where what happens? General Ainge shows up, and what does he do? Well, he decides to go in there. He starts giving this talk about the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still and how it used to scare him so much and give him nightmares. And in a way, he's sort of admitting his fears, which is sort of his diplomatic way of saying, I'm trying to be an honorable person, so either you tell me where our director is, or I'm going to stick you with a needle full of kryptonite. I mean, it seems like a fairly good, deal. It was complete insanity. And later on during the episode, of course, they did, in fact, release her. They handed her over. But before that, Supergirl had a sort of heart-to-heart with her regarding the whole, she's been having trust issues, and there's a whole heart-to-heart, and suddenly she's saying stuff like, I have faith in you, because I feel that there is still good in you. Is it just me, or does a lot of this seem sort of Star Wars and Man of Steel-ish? I don't know. I'm seeing some similarities here. When I heard that I still believe there's good in you, the first thing that came to my mind was, wait, is she Luke Skywalker now? And is this supposed to be Darth Vader? What's going on? I'm seeing a lot of references that we've seen all over the place. It could just be coincidence, but I'm still seeing it there. I mean, seriously, it's still there. So, of course, at the end of the episode, when they hand her over, they have an ambush waiting, and John Jones almost shapeshifts, which Kara catches on, and we'll get to that later. And, Astra just says, no more fighting, no more killing today, we're done for today. This is not a truce, this is just the start of the war. Wow. But you can tell that Kara still has some overall faith in her that she'll turn around and do the morally right thing. We do learn that Kara's mother was not actually as betrayalist person as we were led to believe in the last episode, which is pretty intense. So, yes, she did believe that Krypton was going to end way before it happened, but because of all the crimes that her sister made, she still had to sentence her, which I think speaks a lot about this character. She did believe her, but in the end, she did have an order to obtain. Killing was absolutely forbidden, that kind of stuff. That is morally wrong, and you're going to go to jail one way or another for that kind of stuff. Now, moving on to the second stuff with this, the Maxwell Lord stuff, he is covering up the whole fact that multiple alien races attacked, just straight up attacked his entire just place. And he's doing it to, well, hide some sort of destroy Supergirl and other metahumans project. When Jimmy Olsen goes in to figure out what's going on, he actually gets his lights knocked out, which then provokes Kara to almost snap. And now, due to everything that's going on, they have a mission. Now that Astra has been taken care of for the time being, now Maxwell is their prime concern, which is just... I hear a loud car or something. It's a good plot point that I find it really interesting that they're putting in two different distinct villains in this in their very first season. That's very good. Not a lot of shows actually do that, well, superhero wise, unless it's like I'm talking like main storyline villains, not episodic villains. That's something else entirely. But I think it's really good, and that's a really good addition. Now we move on to what I believe to be my favorite parts of this, just because I enjoy Cat Grant's character so much. So she keeps on bringing up the whole "I know you're Supergirl" thing, and for a while it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth. And even as simple as it is, you just love the way that she brings this character to life. And then we have this big emotional scene around the middle-ish of the episode where she says, "I can't stand that you work here where you don't take your job seriously." And she didn't mean her job as Cat Grant's assistant, but she meant her job as Supergirl. She wanted her out there protecting people. And instantly, in my mind, I knew instantly right then when she said, unless you can prove to me that you are not Supergirl, then you will be out of my office like tomorrow. And that was where it hit me at the very least. I don't know if it got to anyone else, but instantly I remembered John Jones, Martian Manhunter. She's going to find out in this episode, and when she does, the dominoes fall. And we actually called it. Kara shows up dressed up as herself, but John Jones shows up shape-shifted as Supergirl, which, if you're like me, you saw it coming instantly. And it was just pure golden comedy there. I think there's a lot of, just great stuff to do with this character. Cat Grant, she's such an awesome character, and I really hope they keep expanding on her. But they did sort of show the relationship between her and Kara, how Kara sort of sees her as a role model figure, and even, just overall says it outright, says, "Every time I have a problem, I come to you because you always seem to know and you always seem to have the answer." And that was a big, impactful scene, in my opinion. It was just a really, really well played scene. This was a really well played episode altogether. Like I said, there are some similarities to other sources that I see. I see a lot of Man of Steel in this series, especially with the talk about faith. I'm instantly reminded of Man of Steel when he's inside of that church. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith first. The trust part comes later. That's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing in Supergirl. I get it. Man of Steel was awesome, in my opinion. Half the internet hates it, the other half loves it. I'm part of the half that loves it. I don't really love it, but I think it was pretty awesome. But, yeah. Then we got the whole stuff with, I believe that there's goodness in you. I instantly saw Return of the Jedi as soon as that was said. I thought I was hearing the same lines from Return of the Jedi between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. But, that's going to be seen around the place, so, I can't get real nitpicky about that, even though that's pretty much all this is. Anyway, overall for this episode, for the first episode of 2016, and not only that, we actually got this episode really freaking early. Like, what's it been? Like 4 weeks? 3, 4 weeks? It's not been all that long. Most shows aren't coming out for another 2 weeks. Some of them not for about 3 weeks. And that's early timing, especially since the year just started out. Because I'm not used to shows showing up this early, but I guess some shows did get somewhat of a late start. Anyway, I'm rambling. Altogether, for this episode, I give it a 9.7 out of 10 because it really held its own. Yes, we knew about the cliche stuff with the whole releasing the prisoner for the good of the good guy, but they played it out very well, and I was very intrigued with the way that they were playing it. You knew where it was going to go, but in the same way you didn't really care. It held its own, and that's why I think Supergirl this week earned the rating of 9.7 out of 10. Before I ramble on, let me know what you guys saw of the episode in the comment section below. What rating did you give this episode personally? As always, be sure to follow me on Facebook, which is in the description below. Hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. As always, share this with as many people as you can. I greatly appreciate it. It helps this channel grow, so I really want this channel to grow, guys. You guys are awesome, and it's just really awesome to be on this channel. That's all I'm going to say. I've been Kendricks. As always, people, have an awesome day. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys later for the next episode of whatever it is I'm reviewing. Peace.